Okay, now here's something even more advanced, kinda, but I think you'll really think this is good. Alright, let's look at our site. It's beautiful. Now, you'll notice that there's a continue here. What happens is if your news item is too long, you might want to put something like continue reading. When you hit continue reading, it'll take you to that news item where you'll see the whole article. That way you don't have to have a really long thing going on here that were columns all over the place. You can determine where it'll break for this continue, and all you have to do is look, there's this more. I'm just going to delete this, and if you're looking at this and you say, you know what, this might be way too long, so right here after deaf blind, I'm going to hit this more, and then I'm going to close it up a little bit because we want it to break there and not turn into a paragraph. So remember, right after the deaf blind, so I'm going to hit update, I'm going to view the page, and look, right after deaf blind. And so what I'm going to do is go down, and when I click this, it'll have you continue reading, which will basically allow you to read the whole article. And that way you can see it kind of breaks up the more here. Okay, and you can do that when you're adding a page within a page. Now, that being said, let's do another thing here. What happens, for example, if on one of these pages you don't want this right bar? Let's say there's going to be a photo gallery or something and you want it to go completely across this page. But in our index, you can see that that would be impossible, because after our content, we have the right bar. Okay, so we want to get rid of that right bar. So all we have to do is this. Go to the tool and you'll see that there is under snips a template page. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Template tag. So I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to go to the index PHP and go way to the top, right here. And I'm going to paste that code in. And I'm going to call this photo gallery. Or let's just call it wide section. Yeah, we'll call it wide section. So where the name of the template is, we'll call it wide section. And then I'm going to save this file, save as, and here instead of index, I'm going to put T, and you don't have to, this is how I do it. I'm going to put T wide template. Okay, so I'm creating a template that's different from the index, and I want to call it something so that if I ever have to make change to that template, I'll recognize it. Okay, so I'm going to hit save. So now we have the T wide template, and don't worry about this in Dreamweaver, it knows that it's a PHP. And so it's saying you can't view it in the browser, just like I told you. Okay, so now we're going to go down to the section, and we're going to make it 12 columns across, and then we're going to totally delete the right bar. Okay, so here's where it says We're going to go to the right bar. And we're going to delete the whole thing. Okay, right here. We're going to delete that. Now you got to be careful when you start hacking around. So what we did is we made on this one, we made this demo 12. And we took out the 4. Okay, and then it's going to clear both. And we could probably even remove this because there's no right bar anymore. And I'm going to save it. Now watch the magic. Watch the magic. Let me go here, right click and refresh. Here's my template wide bar. So I'm going to move this in here. So now you can see that I know that this is a different template from the index because I have that capital T. That's really handy. It's what I do. You can do whatever the heck you want. All right, so looky. Now let's say the About page, I want to have the column go all the way across. So I'm going to go to About, and then I'm going to edit it. And WordPress knows that we have a different template. So if you go on the right here, guess what you're going to find? Wide section. So when I update it, and then I go to the page, here's the About, and look, it goes all the way across. So that allows me to have some pages that have this column, and other pages that go all the way across. So you can make those changes just by creating separate templates and making the difference. Okay, so maybe another thing we don't want is these news items. Okay, we can get rid of the news items on the wide template. So we just go here. Where is it? Here's the news. Here's the row beginning the news, and we'll go all the way down to where it says. Here's the end row containing news. Let's just delete that and save it, and then upload our wide template, and then when we update it, we no longer have the news. So in other words, you can do other crazy things that might be impossible otherwise just by creating different templates. But what happens if we want the default image? Well, that's gone because it's there, but what happens if it's required? Well, what we can do, and I've never done this before, but how hard could it be? Here's the path to the featured image. So this creates the featured image up here. Where is it? Here. That's the featured image. But what happens if we want to have just the featured image inside the paragraph? So here's the path to that featured image. So if I go copy, and then I go here to our section. Here it is, our section. Here's the title. And now we are going to put the path to the featured image there. So here's the image. And then we could do something like class, or no, style, STYLE equals float right. Okay, so it's going to take the featured image, float it right, and let's put a margin 10 pixels. That will give us a margin around around the image so that it's not against our text. Okay, so look. So we put a style, float right, margin 10 pixels inside our image tag. Okay, let's see if this works. So we're going to move up our template. We're going to take a look-see. Okay, there's a broken image. So let's see if we did this right. So let's set a featured image over there. Update. And there it is. So we can put our featured image in the paragraph even when it goes all the way across the page. Here we have it, the featured image in the column. Yeah, let's see something. Let's see if it's responsive. It's not responsive, but that's okay, because then we can go in here. Where is it? Here's our featured image, and what we can do is put with, or yeah, we could do it this way, with 100%. No. Let's say 25%. With 25% and height auto. That means that it's going to detect how high what the height of the image is. Okay, let's see. You can forget this part if you want. Ooh, and there it is. It's now going over that 25%. So we can have our custom image even if we don't have that right content. Okay. So that's how you create template pages.